Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station, but to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there, literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
We're now approaching New Orleans Square Station, so your stop for trials like the Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones Adventure, the world-famous Jungle Cruise, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, and much more. For your safety, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Thank you and welcome to the Bayou.
There's no
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laugh-In Place. If you look real hard, you just might find it. It's where the critters are celebrating a zippity-doo-dah day. Speaking of critters, this place we're passing over is home to a whole bunch of them. Here in Critter Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear on their fun-filled adventures.
It is.
As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. There is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the Great River Valley below.
Oh, that's the shaman. Oh. Right there in the cave.
People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams and the stories that went with them were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable. Like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness.
No? Shit.
Oh, yeah.
It is?
This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of ear, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, the cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here,
We are now approaching Mickey's Toontown Depot. This will be your stop for attractions in Mickey's Toontown Line. Get this go coaster, Roger Ride, Marching Space. This will also be your stop for all attractions in Fantasyland, like It's a Small World, Matterhorn Bobsled, The White Fury Adventure, Mr. Joe's Wild Ride, Pinocchio's Journey, and much more. For your safety, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Thank you and welcome to Mickey's Toontown Depot.
hello everyone! Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. Steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autobia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train.
We are now approaching Tomorrowland Station. This will be your stop for attractions in Tomorrowland. The Astro Orbiter, the Lightyear Astro Blasters, Star Tours Adventure Continues, Space Mountain, Autobia, Flying Nemo Submarine Voyage, the Monorail, and much more. For your safety, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Thank you and welcome to Tomorrowland.
We can come back with Dad and you can go on the cars. I get all the cars with the baby.
Pictures of flight, please don't press on screen or video lighting. Thank you.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. To our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving...
We are now approaching Main Street Station. For your safety, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Once again, at this time, please make sure all ones are fully seated. And just a reminder, this is our only station that does not have a ramp. If you are traveling with a stroller or wheelchair, please wait till you reach the bottom of the stairs to unfold it. Thank you and welcome to Main Street, USA.
With us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
I didn't want to do that. I had a feeling that's how it was going to be, and I don't have my
We're now passing Fowler's Harbor. This is homeport for the three-masted Windjammer of the Columbia, the first American ship to circumnavigate the globe. Here's a bit of history for you. The Columbia set sail from Boston Harbor in 1787. She rounded Cape Horn American ship to carry the stars and stripes around the world. The most famous landmark in this area is Splash Mountain, named for the fact that everyone seems to have a splashing good time when they visit. Splash Mountain is part of Critter Country, a remote wilderness filled with tall pines, rustic buildings, backward bayous, and one of those tall tales we often hear along the river. The story is that the birds and animals that live here can talk, sing, and dance. Like I said, just another tall tale. Critter Country, you might want to grab a paddle and try your hand at the Explorer canoes. You can work up a real good sweat rowing one of those around the river. Me, I'll take the comfort of the Mark Twain riverboat any day.
Were we going to go see if Pam's daughter was there?
Majestic trees, the stunning rock formations, the cascading waterfalls, the moose, deer, and elk along the banks. It's all so magnificent and so peaceful. I do believe he's giving us a sign of peace. That means we're all clear as we head up the Missouri River to the home of the Plains Indians. On the port side of the riverboat is a wise old shaman, sharing a story for all of us to hear. He's telling the tale of how a woodpecker taught a young tribesman to take a hollowed-out branch and turn it into that most wondrous of musical instruments, the flute. It's a legend the Lakota have passed down from generation to generation. Is a tribe of Plains Indians setting up their camp along the banks of the river. They'll be here for a few months and then move on. As we continue our journey, keep a close eye on the riverbanks. There's a good chance we might catch a glimpse of moose, mountain lions, and other wildlife. Side is Pirate's Lair at Tom Sawyer Island. Young Tom always said he wanted to be a pirate, and I think I see why. If you're a pirate, you don't need to get up early in the morning and go to school, and you never have to wash your face and hands. All you have to do is just look for treasure all day long. At least that's what Tom Sawyer thought.
How are you? Good.
I guess the other ship's still at the Columbia.